saying that the reason why Myles Garrett was so willing to sign for the Cleveland Browns this season was because that Dak Prescott is coming to town. The reason that Myles Garrett signed that massive deal was because Dak Prescott was coming to town, and he had an opportunity to play with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dak freaking Prescott. Guys, there has been a reason why the Cleveland Browns let Russell Wilson walk away without even a contract offer. There's a reason why the Browns have not been linked to the Aaron Rodgers rumors. But there has been reasons why Ryan Tannehill is not talking to the Cleveland Browns. There's a reason why Kenny Pickett is the only quarterback on the Cleveland Browns roster, and that is because the rumors are from sources, from very, very good sources, that the Cleveland Browns are very, very close to bringing Dak Prescott into town. This trade includes Newsome and then, of course, a few draft picks as well, including the number 2 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Now, when I first heard this rumor, I'm not going to tell my source from the Indianapolis Colts, but when I first heard this rumor, I'm like, are you sure, bud? Because I know that Dak Prescott has a no trade clause. I know that Dak Prescott has to sign off on this deal. I know that Dak Prescott has a massive deal, and his contract will have to be reworked and restructured, and the can has to get kicked down the road to get under the cap in Cleveland and to limit the dead cap hit in Dallas. But he says, yes, man. I heard it from my equipment manager over there in Cleveland, which heard the owners talking today. I was like, whoa, slow it down, baby. Slow it down. So, guys, when we hear this, when we think about this, Dak Prescott potentially going to Cleveland Browns, the Cleveland Browns potentially giving them Greg Newsome and the 2nd overall pick, and potentially some more draft picks on top of that, because it was draft picks plural, more than 1, more than 2, not a couple, draft picks. Guys, does this make sense on both sides? Does Dak Prescott going to Cleveland Browns make sense? Now, like I said, the current deal for Dak Prescott, which he is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now, clearly has to be reworked. The Cleveland Browns only have $20 million-ish in cap space, and the dead cap hit money on Dallas would be backbreaking, right? So obviously that deal would have to be reworked some way or the other. And honestly, Dak Prescott has already restructured his deal to bring in players from Dallas. Or to Dallas, I should say. And the Dallas Cowboys, what do? They sign Turpin. They bring in Miles Sanders. But big splashes there, right? I mean, honestly, if I'm Dak Prescott, I'm pissed off. If I'm Dak Prescott and I heard this rumor and this is a potential that this could happen, sign me up, baby. Sign me up and send me to Cleveland now. Yes, I understand the Cleveland Browns are far, far away from winning the Super Bowl. Yes, I understand the Cleveland Browns are in the AFC and they got the gauntlet in the, let's say, the Ravens and the Bills and the Chiefs, and you can throw in the Pittsburgh Steelers in there, and potentially the Bengals and the Miami Dolphins, right? It is a gauntlet over there. But at the same time, the Cleveland Browns were just a playoff team just 2 years ago. At the same time, they have arguably a top 10 running back in the NFL still in Nick Chubb, even though he's coming off that ACL injury. Arguably, they have a top defense in the NFL. Arguably, guys, the Cleveland Browns could potentially be a quarterback away. Is that quarterback Dak Prescott? I would say yes, because Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback. Dak Prescott has 3 seasons over 4,000 yards passing. In those 4,000 yards plus passing in those 3 seasons, he has 36 touchdowns, 27 touchdowns, and 30 touchdowns, right? And then he has 3 seasons over 3,000 yards passing. In those seasons, he has 23 touchdowns, 22 touchdowns, and 22 touchdowns. The only 2 times in his career where he has not broken 3,000 yards, he was pretty damn close in 2022 where he broke his leg in like week 7, week 6, right? And then last year, he just had 1,900 yards, and he only played, 5 games, right? Guys, Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback, so stop trying to tell me he's not a top 5 quarterback. Stats don't lie. Stats also tell me that he has never had a QBR below 86 on his season. His lowest QBR was last season was 86.1. with the historic bad defense. That Dallas Cowboys defense was terrible when Dak Prescott was playing. So 86 QBR with that bad defense, pretty damn good, baby. Let's not get it twisted. The Dak Prescott's only knocks are his, quote, early playoff exit, and a lot of those playoff exits were to do with the poor coaching. Dan Quinn, defensive mind himself, offensive head coach guru over there in like Washington, he shits the bed in the playoffs. His defensive schemes in the playoffs were terrible. Mike McCarthy, all of a sudden, you have a nice balanced attack, and now all of a sudden you're throwing 50, 60 times in a playoff game. Why are you doing that? But despite that, despite the historical bad coaching, despite the historical bad defense in those playoff games, he is still 2-5 in postseason play, and he averages 392 yards passing per game, along with 2 touchdowns every postseason game he has played. In 7 postseason games, he is 2-5. Guys, let me give you a list of active quarterbacks that have more than 2 playoff wins. Active quarterbacks as of right now: Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Lamar Jackson, and Brock Purdy. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks currently on an NFL team has more than 2 playoff wins. So to tell me that Dak can't do it in the big game, there are 30 other quarterbacks in the league that can't do it either. Let's just be flat honest. There are 30 other quarterbacks out there that cannot do it. We hype up Baker Mayfield. We love us some Baker Mayfield. He has 1 playoff win. Jared Goff. We love us some Jared Goff. Jared Goff's awesome. He has 2 playoff wins. 3. Like, slow it down. Guys, if Dak Prescott gets traded to the Cleveland Browns, this makes everybody happy and everybody better. The Cleveland Browns get their quarterback. The Cleveland Browns are in a must-win now situation. You bring a top 5 quarterback like Dak Prescott into the mix into Cleveland, there are free agent wide receivers out there who would love to play with some Dak Prescott. Keenan Allen, ring a bell. Amari Cooper, ring a bell. Both of those guys come back to Cleveland, or Amari Cooper comes back to Cleveland. Keenan Allen goes to Cleveland. Bada bing, bada boom. That offense isn't too shabby. Yes, they're old, a little long in the tooth, but they're in a must-win now situation anyways. The Dallas Cowboys, you get the 2nd overall pick. You get Deion Sanders. You get Shedeur Sanders. You get your quarterback there that you wanted in Dallas all along. And we all thought that Shedeur Sanders was going to the Dallas Cowboys anyways, but then but everything started to hush down a little bit. Everything started to hush down a little bit, like, maybe not. Guys, this is a reality. This is a reality that could shape this could be a draft night trade, or it could happen in the matter of next 10, 15 minutes. Some pretty darn good sources out there are saying, yes, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing, and this is what I'm telling you, Buck. And bada bing, bada boom, I've heard several other people say the same thing. Equipment managers can't keep their mouth shut. Let's just be honest. But hey, what do you guys think? Dak Prescott to the Cleveland Browns for Greg Newsome and draft picks, plural. Is this good for both teams? What do you guys think? Alpha Rob says Dak shouldn't want to be any part of the AFC. And honestly, Alpha Rob, if I am Dak Prescott, I have all this postseason pressure anyways, right? I can't get out of the first round anyways, air quotes. Why not go to at least a gauntlet of the AFC? Granted, the NFC is more balanced from 2 to about 9. The AFC is very, very top heavy. Those top 4 teams in the AFC, pretty damn good. The rest of them, all very, very beatable. Broncos, very beatable. Chargers, very beatable. Texans, very beatable. Jaguars, very, 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 very beatable. Going to the AFC could get you, if you are a 5th seed and you're playing the 4th seed Houston Texans, right? Or potentially the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like that matchup. I like it a lot. Because let's just be honest, the top 3 seeds are going to be the Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Throw them in any order that you want. Those are going to be the top 3 seeds. 4 seed is going to be whoever wins the AFC South, whether it's the Houston Texans or the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then coming in at 5th with Dak Prescott and potentially bringing back Amari Cooper to Cleveland, potentially bringing in Keelan Allen to Cleveland. They're a number 5 seed. I like a number 5 seed with that Cleveland Browns team taken up against the Jacksonville Jaguars or Houston Texans. I like it.